Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Do you mind introducing yourself?
My name is DJ Yuni.
Okay. And obviously you DJ, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm a DJ. I actually spin records and scratch and all that good stuff.
Kelly on the drum.
Okay, so I will go straight to it.
Okay.
So share with us that fabulous post you put on Facebook.
So I had a post about indie artists asking why do they always want to harass us about listening to their music and they don't respect necessarily what we have to say.
Mhm.
And then we get minimized to just being local DJs in our city.
Okay.
And it got a lot of mixed reviews, a little backlash in the shares, but I don't be tripping.
Okay, so what sparked that? Was it one particular thing or?
Nah, I really just kind of woke up and just wanted to know, like, what be the beef between indie artists and DJs? And they said they don't pay us to think about what we like or don't like from their catalogs. Someone else in the comments was like, it was our job to find the artist, break the music. Somebody else was like, oh, y'all don't play our stuff. And some of those people don't know them. Some of them, I know them through other people. Some of them never even knew they rapped, sung, whatever.
Right.
So it was just a lot of controversy. But, it's provocative. It gets the people going.
Okay, so whose responsibility is it to break a record?
Everybody.
Okay.
Everybody involved on the project, from the producer to the artist to the DJ that has the song. I think it's everybody's job. But most importantly, it is the indie artist, I think.
Okay, so how does that apply, say, for a mainstream artist? Whose job is it then? Is it the machine or?
So even with like a mainstream artist, they send out DJ service packs and we'll get the music. And a lot of times if the album isn't out or the mixtape isn't out yet, it comes as a zip file.
Okay.
So we can't even share it with another DJ if we want to, if their emails aren't on
the distro list.
So, but we're the bad guys. We're the bad guys. We're the problem.
Okay, so like we was talking about during our photo shoot, so we both know the DJ historically was more important than the artists themselves.
Right.
Because y'all rock the show, whether
Right.
there's somebody to perform or not.
Right.
So when would you say was the transition to where the artist became or is perceived as more important?
To be honest, I don't know. I can't really tell you when the pivot kind of happened. But I would say probably, I don't even know, because when I think about all of like great songs, the DJ was there. Like if we're talking Summertime with Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith, or if we're talking DJ Khaled's era of like We Taking Over and I'm So Hood, like we've always been bigger than the program. I hate to say that. Well, we kind of have, like DJ Drama and Trapaholic. We've always, they
DJ
kind of
Premier
came
Nas,
to us and,
oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say maybe when DJ Drama got locked up, maybe that's when the era kind of changed over. Like when he got that Fed case, I think that's kind of when it changed over a little bit.
Oh Lord. All right, so I think I agree with you, but I mean, do you feel like the role of the DJ has been diminished?
No, not really. I think it all depends on the pocket of the DJ. Like if you're like a club DJ, if you're a strip club DJ, if you're a radio DJ, I think it all depends on what pocket you're in. I'm blessed to be able to say that I've transitioned through a few pockets. So my role has always still kind of been the same. But now I don't really choose to be in the forefront as much. And it could just be because I've kind of transitioned more, but I still feel like it's important.
Okay, so when you talk about pockets, what kind of DJ were you initially versus now?
So I started as a strip club DJ.
I used to frequent
Yes.
strip clubs. I ain't been in years though.
Yes, I started as a strip club DJ under Curious George.
Okay.
He taught me everything that I know, and it comes to DJing. And from there, as the growth as he growed and elevated, I did too.
Okay.
So it wasn't a thing where, okay, I'm gonna put you on, figure it out. It was like, no, I'm putting you on, but as I grow, I'm gonna make sure you can pivot as well.
Okay.
So I'm very grateful for that.
How'd y'all meet?
So I was party promoting first.
Okay.
Actually, before party promoting, I was really waitressing and bartending.
Okay.
And then I would see him around, like, DJing in the clubs and stuff, but I didn't really know him personally. And then one day I can't remember what club I was in, but I felt like the DJ was whack. I ain't gonna hold you. But that was a long time. I've been DJing for 7 years, so that was a while ago.
Oh, you've been putting in work. Okay.
Yeah, I've been putting in work. And I remember saying I wanted to DJ. And Keith, he's a host in the city, and he was like, you should ask Curious George. I think that'll be a good look for you. And I was like, okay. I remember inboxing him, and I was like, can you teach me how to DJ? And
you said it with that voice in your head too, didn't you?
I did.
Can you help me?
I was like, can you teach me how to DJ? I want to learn how to DJ. And he was like, are you playing or are you serious? Yeah. Because he's birthed some goals. Like T.O., that's the DJ down at USC, was up under him. T Beats, she's in Georgia now. Okay. She was up under him. So he's like, are you for real? Or are you serious? Because you're not finna waste my time. I got a lot going on. And I was like, I'm serious. And he was like, okay, when can you pull up? And this is that and the third. And I was like, well, I got 2 jobs, so I don't know. And he was like,
you playing then?
He was like, you know what? I don't know. And so then a girl that he knew, we had as a mutual friend, and she really vouched for me. He was like, no, when she put her mind and stuff, like, she follows through. Yeah. And he told me day one, the only reason you're standing in my house is because so-and-so vouched for you. Right. Like, so from there, we've been kind of peanut butter and jelly ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my dog.
I'm supposed with. So what did you have to do first? Did you have to go get your own board, or did you practice on his first?
I was on his because he had 2 DJ setups. Okay. So he had one set up in his house that he never took down. Right. And then, of course, his other stuff that he would take in the club. And he would make me come on my days off 3 hours every time I pulled up. Yeah. And we talking music theory, songs. We going song for song. And he might be like, I'm going to play this. Pick a song. Right.
What would go good?
Yeah. And he'd be like, why would you pick that song? Right. And he would like want me to walk him through my thought process. Like, well, I picked this because of such and such. He like, yeah, it's good, but not right now. And he would give me like a vision setup. Like, it's 11:30. We're going into prime time. We're going song for song. So now it's like, okay, it's prime time. It's 12 o'clock. Club is full to capacity. Yeah. We drunk. What we doing? All right. And that's how I got better. And he would make me make mixes even if I didn't want to or I was scared. And he'd be like, 30 minutes, go. Or I'm leaving to go get food while I'm gone, this. And then when I get back, we're going to listen to it. And that was kind of intimidating in the beginning. Okay. And then eventually it was kind of like I can do it with my eyes closed.
What was intimidating about it at first?
Just song selection. It wasn't even the blendings and the mixing. It was like song selection because I got an old soul, but I'm also very musically inclined. So you never know, like, if a song you like, everybody knows it.
That'd be the worst shit.
Right. Yeah. And you playing a dangerous game, kind of like in a strip club for sure. And that's a certain pocket that everybody can't do. Because being in the strip club, you hear a lot of mainstream stuff, but you got to be in your mixtape bag. Yeah. Especially when I started. Like, you had to really be in your mixtape bag. Because there are a lot of artists that dancers will ask for, or you kind of got to be knowledgeable with, because you got to know the age group. And I kind of came in an era where it wasn't a lot of YNs. It was the old dudes in the club with the paper.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that bullshit.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that. So you had to know, like, your older Gucci's and your Futures and all kind of stuff. Versus now, the YNs is crashing out and having it, and you kind of got to pivot to what they like. So it's a balance.
Okay, so because I've never been a full-fledged DJ. I just played around DJ'd in Iraq because we had like a club, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't drink, but we could go in there and dance and play music.
Right.
So I would fuck it up, like, cause I've never been a full-fledged DJ. I just in there aux coordinate. And I would play the shit I like.
Mm-hmm.
And I start realizing the shit I like ain't what everybody else like.
And sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes it might be a song that everybody really do like.
Mm-hmm.
And also, too, presentation. Because you can play a song everybody doesn't know, but the setup to get there, like that build, that climax, it has to be perfect because you can make or break what's going on.
Okay, let me ask you that then. Because I thought about that. So many umpteen years ago, when I was trying to be an artist, I would give my music to DJs, and I definitely went about it the wrong way. It would be the night of, yo, but this when we actually had CD.
Right.
So I had to hand you my CD. We could probably have emailed it, but niggas wasn't emailing songs like that.
Right.
How do you get around that? Because I'm sure you've had people like, yo, here go my song. What do you do? I mean...
So I actually have gotten to a place now, I low-key kind of turned my Bluetooth off on the computer. Because people will randomly be airdropping you stuff in the club.
Get the fuck out of here.
Swear. They will randomly airdrop you. I will turn the Bluetooth on the computer off. Don't airdrop me anything. Because you know, like shit. If you on your phone, it'll be like accept or decline. You like, who is airdropping something in the club? Like, and even now, I love it though, because if I'm out and I see it, I know 9 times out of 10 it's somebody's party flyer. Oh, and because they're in there promoting, right? And I'm like, all right, I get the vision. Like, everybody in the club, let me just drop my party flyer, see who Bluetooth on and who gonna accept it. But
I ain't taking no viruses. Fuck that.
Yeah. But if they would just send the music, and then another thing is like tempos of songs or what you're talking about. Like if I'm in a strip club, don't drop me something and want me to play it and you rap like J. Cole.
Because that don't even fit that vibe.
This is not your target audience right now. Like if you do have a song that would really rock out, and that's another thing, because our city don't really have strip clubs anymore.
We don't. That's why I ain't been in so long.
That's where you kind of started to break your music. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't know this, but Bankroll Fresh used to come to Element 91.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And he would get the back booth in the corner. Mm-hmm. And as a dancer, she was kind of dealing with him at the time, but his takeoff in Greenville was because of her, and he would come up here every single weekend. And Curious George, I hate to throw around his credentials like that because he likes to play low key, but he also had a hand in the production of Life of a Hot Boy.
Okay.
So when they talk about we don't break any artists, recipes Street Money Worldwide, but when they talk about we don't break any artists and things like that, it's like, we're just not announcing it. We're not asking for the notoriety because we know on the back end, the plaques come. Yeah. Like, we're not tripping on, I was the first one playing his music and this is that.
Does that even matter anymore? I was the first?
I think it depends on who you're talking to.
Does it matter to you?
Not at all. Because when I had worked on a regular job, it was an older lady that I worked with, and she used to always tell me, tenure doesn't have anything to do with work ethic.
It don't. Motherfuckers do a shitty job for 10 years.
And I apply that to DJing. Like, somebody could be in 15, 20 years on me, but
they trash.
They could be trash. And I could be running circles around you just based off of song selection and presentation. I'm not even talking as much. I'm probably not using as many sound effects, doing as many loops.
You don't cut the song off too early that everybody's vibing to. We ain't gonna say no names.
We ain't gonna say no names. But it happens. Like, tenure doesn't mean anything if it don't match your work ethic.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back though. So what do you do with a song that you like, but you can tell that's not, like you said, a strip club? So if it's a J. Cole type, more lyrical, spiritual miracle song, but that's not the place for it, but you do like the song, how do you get that in there? Or
so if it's on like Apple Music, Spotify, things like that, I actually put together playlists that I'll drop. And sometimes I don't announce them, I just drop them because everything don't need an announcement. If you keeping up with me like you say you are, you're looking out. Like, she known for kind of dropping playlists. Let me see what's going on. Okay. And I know that I should probably be a little more vocal, or even if I have like independent artists on there. Just tell them so they can promote it. But why do I gotta announce every move that I make for you?
You're right. You got shit to do too.
And also too, I have a YouTube channel where I drop our mixes.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a variety of anything. It could be a trap mix. It could be more of like on some mood music type vibes. It could be anything. I'm on the Come Up radio station. It airs in 22 countries.
Hey.
And in our city, independent artists have a bad habit of saying DJs don't rock, this, that, and the third. I'm just the DJ on the show. It's not my show, but I can tell you to book an interview. If you book one, that's another stepping stone.
Yeah.
For
you build a relationship.
what you want to do. It airs in 22 countries.
Right.
And on top of that, I do show mixes on there. So for an hour at 12 and then again at 5 o'clock.
It's Monday through Friday?
Yeah, Monday through Friday.
Plug.
Right. So if it's a space where I'm in a strip club, like you said, and I know that's not the vibe for it, I can kind of mix it in on the radio station.
Okay.
And we also will put local artist music on the radio station in the regular mix when I'm not DJing.
Cool. Okay.
But everybody wants club notoriety. Look at me. You won't, and sometimes it don't work like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta build the slow progression before you get that full momentum, and they don't be wanting to do that.
It used to be a time you had to work a single for like 3 years before it ever.
They get tired in 6 months.
Shit, 6 days.
And it's just like nothing against the artist, but you know, it takes a while for that traction to build. Like, what's a good example?
I think Macklemore. So I don't listen to Macklemore, but that first big song he had, from what I understand, he worked that for like 2-3 years.
I don't even think I've heard it. Probably have. I don't really listen
You've heard
to
it like
Macklemore. I probably have heard it or TikTok
like
or something and don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know if he make music now, but
they don't listen. They want to rap and we haters. That's all it is. Like, they want to rap, we're haters. We don't respect them. We don't want to play their music, and they don't understand there's a lot of business to it and not necessarily politics. It's just business. There's no politics to it. I'm not holding my nuts on y'all. I have a vagina. I don't even have nuts. But they don't want, like, I don't know, man. They be wilding.
What's the worst feedback you've gotten or criticism you've gotten from an artist?
From an artist?
From that, you're quote unquote, I'm doing that.
It's only on social media. Okay. The independent artists that are like tuned in with like my playlist or with the Come Up radio station and stuff, they know it's getting played. Right. Because they're listening to the mixes, they're tuned in, they know that it's getting played. It's the people who aren't tapped in with me that feel like I'm another one of those DJs that I got you, bro, and I don't really got you.
But they ain't even listening to your mix to see if it gets played. How'd you and Quincy link up as far as being the DJ?
So I really can't remember.
Oh Lord.
It's been a while. I think I've been on there 2 years now, maybe 3.
Okay.
And they were saying they were looking for a DJ, and in the beginning, I want to say I had some other stuff going on. And I was like, I'll think about it. Because I didn't really know if that was the pocket I really wanted to be in. And then, of course, what's the word I'm looking for? Being the responsible one for it, you know, the artist looking at me, I'm like, is this really what I want to do? And I was like, okay, you know what? Just take a leap, just jump. It might work for you. And it has. And even if it's some music that they didn't send to me directly, Quincy will send me like, hey, this is the artist. So before we do the interviews, I'm already taking the initiative to do a deep dive. Right, I want to see this is not the Breakfast Club where I'm doing a deep dive sitting in front of you. Like, I took the time to go listen. I might mention some of your songs, what you pushing right now, what you working on. But they don't take advantage of that. They just want you to play their music. And for a long time, and that works, but you have to be having some consistency behind that. Like, for a long time when I first started DJing, I would go so many places with Curious George, and he would introduce me and then like, I've heard your name. I just never saw your face.
Yeah, I had heard your name. I didn't know who you were, but I saw your face. Obviously, we got social media.
Right. So it's like that obviously I'm doing something because you know my name. You might not know my face, but you know who I am.
Yeah.
So that's half the battle. Knowing is half the battle.
All right, G.I. Joe. You might be old on the inside.
Knowing is half the battle. I keep saying that, but they don't listen, man. It's like a never-ending cycle.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. And this is not a shot at the come up whatsoever.
Right.
This is just me, because I hear about it on podcasts. I see it on YouTube. Is radio dead?
I feel like yes and no.
Okay.
Everybody's kind of switching to podcasts because there's so much politics in regular radio.
And you never told to talk.
Right. Or it's only so much you can talk about, and then you have to look at who owns certain radio stations and things like that. Like early 2000s radio, even just all the way across the board, not just hip hop music. On Sundays, what was on the radio?
Gospel music.
And
music,
whose station was it? Bobby Jones, right?
Yeah.
That was perfect. Quiet Storm was a hit.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
107, yeah.
You wanted to hear Big Swan, Lil Swan, and Chill Will.
Yeah.
But when new people started buying out the radio station, Steve Harvey doesn't even listen to rap music.
Yeah. He older. He ain't trying to listen to rap music.
But everybody's trying to point the finger, but they're not looking at the politics of it. It's not us. It's the people in charge. And then now, like, I love QL and 96, but once you get to, like, Lawrence County city limits, it fizzes out.
For real?
Yes.
I didn't even know that was a new radio station until my homeboy told me, because I don't listen to the radio. That's why I asked this radio.
It fizzes out. So it's like our market is there, but it needs a little work. It does. It needs a little work.
So is there still gatekeeping within radio, you think? Even though it's...
No.
What you said?
Like even when JJ Solomon was on the radio time, I'm one of the people that were blessed when I made that transition. He actually wanted to interview me as a DJ, like coming out as a DJ. Yeah. What am I doing? And Curious George was right there with me. Yeah. You know, being like a CEO and trying to filter, don't say that, or he'll give me a look like answer nicely or PC. Things like that. Right, because he's like, don't get blackballed before we get started. So, but JJ I can give him his flowers for that. It was a lot of indie artists moving through 96 at that time. But it's just so many politics with people higher than us. Yeah. But because they're not kind of in those rooms yet, you got to blame somebody.
Yeah, the person you can see and talk to. And talk shit on their social media.
Right. And the whole time we got contracts. Like we gotta abide by what they're saying. So
okay. So is podcasting and more so like the come up is internet radio, right? Is that probably the better outlet to go towards?
Honestly, yes, because we're not filtered. So, a lot of radio you gotta have clean versions of stuff, a little more filtered out, and that's really one of the main reasons why I really love being on the come up, because I don't have to really filter as much. It has a Atlanta radio vibe.
Yeah, that radio is so much better now.
Right, because when you go to places like Texas, Atlanta,
they playing everything,
California, New York, you actually will cut your music off and listen to satellite radio. Like V103 and all these stations, like they're playing everything. So it feels like we're kind of behind, but you kind of got to look at the shows on regular radio to kind of figure out what's going on.
Okay. I fucks with that. Because you're right. Like when I go to the airport, and I never fly out of here because I ain't finna take 4 layovers just to get to the West Coast. So when I drive to Atlanta, well, before they really had like Spotify and Apple and all that stuff, I would find their radio station and listen to it. And I agree with you. We never really had, or if we did, it would be like you said, when the radio station would first come around. Like, what was it, 98.1? Yeah,
98.1.
When they first came out, they played indie music and mainstream. And then now they just commercial as fuck. But
it's stressful. It's stressful. And I keep trying to make our indie artists understand, like, bro, it's not us. Right. But y'all gotta have somebody to blame.
Why do you think they blame y'all though?
Because they feel like we're kind of the bridge, so to speak.
To getting on? Y'all can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes again.
Yeah, he's air quoting over here. But I mean, they do. On one hand, they feel like we're the bridge. On another hand, depending on the level of the DJ, we do have more connects. You might have to talk to 2 more people before you need to see them, and we might be able to just go directly to the person you want to talk to.
Well, it says 6 degrees of separation, so, and I really believe that. I believe if you can connect 6 people, it'll get you to where, within those 6 people, you can get to where you're trying to get.
Yeah, it's like basketball. They always say 6 passes before you shoot. Technically, in fundamental basketball, it's at least 6 passes.
Well, tell Mello that, whatever his name is, Jello. That nigga just be playing
I'm
street ball.
Swerve on. Whoa.
What do you think about that? You like that song?
To be honest, I have not taken the time to listen to the whole song.
I haven't either. I know that one little part.
Shout out to TikTok.
Yeah, I know that part. He just dropped the music. No, I'm lying. I did listen. I watched the whole music video like yesterday or the day before. It just came out.
I'm gonna watch it, but I haven't.
It's basic as fuck. They in a Hummer, and then it's a bunch of girls, and then it's another.
Well, he's rebranding because you went over there to China and did the most, and now you're having to rebrand. So
what do you feel about people who do that? They go from one thing and like, well, I'm gonna do some music because they think it's easy.
I think you should always be able to pivot, never stop evolving, but it's just how you go about it.
Like, I don't think music is for everybody. But I think everybody thinks music is for everybody.
Just like podcasting. Everybody got a mic, and we are so stuck on 50-50, 0-100.
I don't give a fuck about what a person brings to the table.
Take the mic, please. Please pass the mic. Sandman, like, get out of here.
Why you don't have a podcast? Because you have a lot of strong opinions.
It'll be controversial.
So?
I think I could do it. It's just finding the time. Like, I have my hands in so much stuff, and then outside of DJing, like, I actually play real instruments and go in real studio sessions. And
I was gonna ask you, how'd you learn how to play the piano?
So my mom was a church musician.
Okay.
Started as a church musician. She still does, but she was choir director. So
you ain't got no choice but to learn.
And it was so crazy. She actually didn't teach me. I just kind of learned it, picked it up because I was a church baby. Like, always in church.
All day Sunday, all day Wednesday.
And then I happen to be a missionary Baptist kid, so you know how that goes.
Absolutely.
And then my mom is a part of that wave of mass choirs.
What's a mass choir?
So like,
big giant ones?
Yeah, like Chicago Mass, Mississippi Mass choirs, Kurt Franklin and the family, like, so always in church, like, and music is just something that was embedded. And then my dad used to install systems for everybody in the hood and stuff.
Hey, I remember them.
So hearing Kenwood's that 808 bass is knocking.
Trunks farting like a motherfucker.
And it just kind of like meshed really well. It's like I took both worlds and kind of just a different vibe.
So do you make beats?
Learning. I've been in the studio with Curious George, as always. Like, if I'm going to learn anything, he going to teach me. So started with him, and, you know, from there, I've just built it on it. Learn to play the bass.
Okay.
Music is just one of those things that even when I'm not playing, I just always hear the melodies. I love melodies. So, yeah.
So how did you get the humility to actually sit and receive the tutelage? Because a lot of people, they ain't trying to hear that shit. They ain't trying to hear it. They did it wrong. Like you said, you talked about actually putting in the time to sit and learn and be receptive to constructive criticism.
Because I also had a mentor that didn't mind telling me something was trash. Bro, it's trash. What is that? Or he would call, and then when it got to a point when I got my own equipment and stuff like that, he would call and be like, yo, can you make me a 20-minute trap mix right quick? Mm-hmm. I needed to open up. I'm only going to be like 20 minutes late. Okay. Me at the time, not thinking nothing of it. All right. I'll make it, and he'll call back and be like, so I listened to it. I was off the night.
He got your ass.
Yeah, he would do me like that. Or he would be like Caribbean mix, EDM, like he would force me to get in the pocket, even if I felt uncomfortable. And I would get in the pocket, and he'd be like, okay, I like what you did with this and this. I didn't even think about these 2 songs. I like that setup. This is that and the third. And I didn't really like that, but I saw what you were trying to do. But that's taking the time to walk through my mind. And it wasn't just like, bro, that's trash. I don't know what you got going on.
Right.
You're correcting me, but you're walking through my mind to kind of see like musically on a creative side where I was at with it.
Okay, so what's your favorite type of mix to do? How do you set up a mix? Like, how do you walk me through, like, if it's, let's go throwback, you at La Roca.
Oh,
That
la
nigga
la.
shit.
La la.
How do you start that mix and what makes you pick X, Y, and Z songs to get to this song?
So everything is based off of like, so if it's like a pre-mix, say just
What's a
something
pre-mix?
so something that would just be running in the club until the DJ gets there.
Do you send that to the owner or whatever?
Sometimes,
Okay.
yeah. Or it could be I had enough time to come set up and DJ's got a bad habit of going home.
What y'all niggas going on to do?
Get dressed.
Oh.
I might come soon as the owner get there, set up, and it's like all you got to do is hit play.
Right. Don't touch shit
Don't
else.
touch nothing else.
Press
Just
play.
hit play.
Right.
So, and that mix might be 2 hours, 3 hours. We'll make it long enough.
But you don't play it.
Yeah, we don't play it the whole time, but we'll make it long enough. And a lot of times we'll have like a cutoff. Like right now it's 2025, so our cutoff will probably be like 2012, 2015.
What you mean? What's a cutoff?
As far as like music that will run through the mix, because it's 9 o'clock. Nobody's here.
Right. So
bartenders is just getting all their drinks, they mixes together. Security getting here, so it's old stuff.
Okay.
Depending on the vibe of the club, and people don't understand that clubs have vibes as well. Like in my lavish era, that's like the trap.
Yeah.
It's dark lighting. It's right next to Dose at the time. Like it's the trap. So the pocket is like Jeezy, T.I.
Yeah, all my favorite shit.
Yeah, Rollo. You know that pocket, like Trouble. That's the pocket that we in. And we're going to throw a few like dance records, crossovers in there, but that's the vibe.
Okay.
So now when we regular DJing, of course, whatever is out within the last 2 years, saving that for prime time.
Okay.
So people come up drunk. Can you play da 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 da? It's 11 o'clock. No. I got you, but give me an hour and 15 minutes. Like,
when
not
it start
right
clearing
now.
out, I play that shit.
Yeah.
I've definitely been guilty of that. Hey, man, can you play this? I don't be drunk, but I just be wanting to hear something.
And sometimes, depending on what they're asking for, it's primetime music
or okay, so you good, yeah.
1:30, 1:45. Like, you gotta wait, bro. What? Like, so that, it just depends. And they don't be wanting to hear that. They just feel like we bullies, we don't listen, we don't want to hear nothing that they're talking about. Like, you want me to risk all the people that are on my dance floor for what you want to hear.
And all that shit
and they're going to part like the Red Sea.
Yeah.
And they looking at me like...
Have you ever had that, not from somebody asking, but have you ever been DJing and like early on and picked the wrong song and you see it?
Of course. But practice makes better. It doesn't make perfect, but it makes you better. You gotta read the room. Like, I wouldn't be playing like, and then like we was talking about the vibe of the club. I wouldn't play Sex Music by Tank at Visions because that's not its target audience. That's like a 1243 vibe.
Yeah.
Over 35, you're a little older, grown and sexy. But that comes from, and a lot of that too I learned because even when I wasn't with Curious George, he makes Little Swan or T Hustle, yo, text Yuni, see where she at. They might text me, you need to pull up on me. And then KG will text me like, you need to go pull up on Hustle. Okay. All right. Pull up. Or, yo, Swan is at such and such event downtown. You need to go pull up on him. Okay. Like,
to learn or?
To learn, to see, read the room, read the crowds, because the music is different everywhere. Like, downtown, Swan might be playing Nicki Minaj or Meet Me in the Trap by Young Jock, but it's downtown Greenville.
You're right.
There's more
Yeah,
V's.
they want commercial rap music.
Lil Jon is going crazy, but at Visions we be like, bro, what? Like, but you gotta know your pocket. Like, when you in your pocket, it works. But everybody wants trap music everywhere they go, and it's a time and a place for everything. And you might get a little trap, but it might be like Jeezy or T.I.'s crossover records. We're not playing YTB Fat downtown Greenville.
I don't even know
like,
what the fuck that is.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that YN music.
Oh yeah, I'm 40. I don't listen to that shit. I hear about it, but I don't listen to that shit.
Right. Or like even like Gucci and Bruno Mars, that Kodak Black. That I smoke till I'm high. That,
oh yeah. That song ain't bad.
That's a downtown vibe.
Yeah.
That's not a Visions vibe. But I digress.
So what's your favorite type of mix to do?
I'm always gonna love the trap because that's why I started.
Okay.
And it's an easy pocket.
Yeah.
It's easy.
But it's such a vibe though.
It is. And then just the culture of it. Like, dudes throwing money. Right. Dudes throwing money. Strippers are excited. They like, yeah, so-and-so. And then a lot of times people don't realize that dancers really help DJs in more ways than one. Because, so when I was working at Twist, the way the DJ booth, which is Dose, clubs around here change their names 5 times.
Yeah, they lose their liquor license.
Okay, I didn't say that.
I'm not talking about them specifically, but I said it.
Like, the DJ booth was so high up and I'm so short, you could never see me. You could only see the top of my hat. You could not see my face. Like, you would, unless I'm talking on the mic, you can't. You don't even know who's up there. It doesn't even look like anybody is up there.
Damn.
So it was a time where and then shout out to Hot Rod because he actually had it lowered for me. And I appreciate you. After COVID, he lowered it for me because he's like, Yuni's so small, we can't see her.
You want to boost your seat?
They got me a stepladder after a while. But Swan or T Hustle would like kind of stand in the booth with me or like get on the mic and be like, so-and-so in the club. Or a dancer might come say, oh, Double N, he's a dude from Greenwood. Double N just walked in. Okay, I'm familiar with his music. Let me, let me slide something and we're going to shout him out because that's what a lot of artists don't understand. If you're in that trap pocket, you have to go in the strip club because if you get familiar with the dancers and you throwing money every time they see you, they're going to make sure they turn you up.
Yeah.
And that's how your attraction.
Because you do got to wash each other's hands. You can't just come in and go, play my music. Nigga, I've never met you before. You don't
and
have
I don't know if it's gonna be.
Yes.
Like, it sounds good on your computer. It sounds good in the car, but is it gonna sound good on this $1,200 setup with all the speakers in here? It might sound distorted. Now I gotta try to fuck with the board to try to like balance it out because I can't even hear you. The bass is so loud. Like, they don't get it. They just don't get it. They just want to ride and we're haters, man. I keep telling you that.
But the truth can feel hateful, even though it's the truth.
Right. And like the dancers, but even going back to Bankroll Fresh, like that one particular dancer made sure we knew who Bankroll was.
Yeah.
And then of course him getting acquainted with, Precise and Curious George and T Hustle and all these people made it easier. It made the transition easier for him.
Okay.
Because you're not only coming to the city, asking us to play your music, but you're in here throwing ones for the culture, for the girls. Yeah. So they're not doing their job for free by coming to tell us, you making money, but you also getting your name out there. You're also buying a section. You're buying bottles. So like you said, we washing everybody's hands. They don't want to do that. They want to stand in the corner, roll a backwood, make a Snapchat, and they homeboy 1 or 2 vibing, making snaps because your song got played. Okay.
Oh, I wish y'all could see me back there laughing.
He's really killing himself laughing. But it's the truth. It's the truth. And they don't like the truth. They hate it. And I don't understand why.
But I mean, you gotta remember though, most artists for this area, they just make music for their homeboys. So there is no real plan for it. Like what I've tried to do over the last couple of years is be very intentional with everything that I do. So there's a reason why I put the studio in the garage. There's a reason why I went and invested in a better camera or better lighting, like you invest in your boards and your speakers. But I think just human beings in general don't really approach things with any real intention.
No. They won't get rich quick schemes.
Yeah. Well, you
don't understand.
Tell me so I can get rich too.
like if you have a song that go up, okay, but it ain't your beat and you get signed, your biggest song that you have right now, you can't even make money off of it because you don't own the beat.
Yeah.
Glorilla is in the fight. Don't know if she won it or not. We
Yeah.
Hit Kid because FNF is not her song.
Right.
Because you don't own the royalties or anything to it. So you get signed, you get a great deal. Don't know what she signed for, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Yo Gotti probably got it straight.
Yeah, like he's like the new, to me, he's like the new Master P.
I'm glad you didn't say Birdman. That nigga was raping motherfuckers.
No, Wayne is the perfect example of why we not talking about Cash Money.
Yes.
So he's like the new, his roster is amazing. And everybody is dropping hit. Yeah. Everybody doing their own thing, and he not forcing them to be a certain kind of way.
Do you? Yeah.
Do your thing. So it's just like,
I think that happened with Cardi too, with Bodak Yellow. I think the dude who made the beat for that, if I'm not mistaken, I think they had some shit kind of going on.
Yeah, and I think she ended up having to pay Kodak and all kind of stuff because it was his song. Yeah. Like, you'd be our biggest records and you can't even perform them. Or Lauryn Hill, she hasn't performed the original version of Miseducation in over 20 years.
It's all like bands, right?
Yeah, because you, I guess, don't know how credits and all that stuff, distribution, and that's another thing. Artists do not know what split sheets are. They don't know about distribution. They don't realize all of that is not grouped together. If you have ASCAP or BMI, there are drop downs for a reason. From composers to writers to, and then it goes into split sheets.
Yeah, so unless you did everything, you got to split that shit up.
And then there's distribution. You have to pay distribution unless you own a distribution company. So that's another part of split sheets. Like, it's like talking to a wall. Like,
so how do we educate? How do we educate?
You got to be willing to learn and not feel like everything is an attack on your artistry. Right. And you got to build a team, and it's not easy doing everything yourself. Like, I've been in a place where I've done everything myself, but I also sacrificed a lot of sleep, a lot of time to do everything myself. And granted, if the ball got dropped in whatever area, I know that it's strictly on me. Not because I'm paying somebody and now I'm, well, why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? Now you worrying about your manager stealing from you, money going missing, and this is that and the third. And then with that too, even if you don't got your paperwork in order, now you got to deal with Uncle Sam. Because once you start really making money, you have now moved to a 12% tax bracket. Yeah. Which means every time you get show money, anything, you need to be taking 10% off the top.
Just take it in cash. Don't tell nobody.
Facts. Take it in cash, so that way when it's time to file the taxes and whatever you owe, you can pay it. Yeah. But they don't realize how many artists talk about being in trouble tax-wise or tax invasion because you're not paying taxes on your show money. You're not paying taxes on splits.
And these people paying you is writing it in their taxes. Which is why they're coming back for you. Because
anytime they ask you for, what is it, TIN or your social or whatever, that means you are a tax write-off. Yeah, so they need to be your tax write-off on the back end, because if you don't write them off, they don't wrote you out, and now you got to explain to Uncle Sam where the money went.
Right. This club says they paid you XYZ. It's in their paperwork.
So if they're not paying you in cash, you better account for it.
Yes.
And as a DJ, like, I have to do the same thing. I have to pay taxes. Like, when I go in certain places, like when I DJ on college campuses, they cutting me checks.
Yeah, they don't ain't no cash.
Ain't no cash. Ain't no Apple Pays.
No Cash App, none of that.
None of that. Venmos, none of that. I got a physical check.
You got your government name on it.
With my government name on it. And it has the school's name on it. And I have to have insurance policies and just to step foot on the campus. Like, $2 million liability insurance policies.
How'd you learn about the business side?
Because in the process of me learning how to DJ, Curious George had his foot on my neck about my paperwork.
Okay.
So it was never a thing where I'm going to just let you go and you don't know all of this. Yeah. It was like, all right, boom, now you in these spaces. He'll send me links. Just send me the link. You need to fill this out.
Yeah.
Fill this out. You need to pay for this. You need to do this. You need to do that. When you get to this, choose 2 million, whatever. And I'm like, the okay,
Right.
I'm feeling it out. But when I got on these campuses and
You
all
was
these
ready,
things,
yeah.
I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
already in position. All I got to do is show up with the music
Right,
equipment
and go
and
crazy.
do what I
Yeah.
do. I'm not playing catch up on the back end.
But see, artists, hell, even mainstream artists don't have all that done. And so,
Yeah, depending on the level of the success of the artist.
yeah. I mean, because not everybody has or had that mentorship like you had.
That, or they're learning along the way, which there's
Yeah.
no problem with that
Yeah.
as well. But everybody that you link up with don't always have your best interest.
At all. Yeah.
Because Wayne was with Baby forever, and how much did he sue him for? Like 8 million,
Something crazy, yeah.
20 million, something
Took him
like that.
forever to get the shit. And I don't even know if he actually got it.
And he probably deserved more than that because
he carried Cash Money for several years when everybody left. Yeah. And then he brought in Drake and Wayne, and Nicki. Yeah.
So it's just like, and then that's another thing. Artists got to be willing to be uncomfortable and lead a city. Nicki left New York.
I agree.
Master P left New Orleans.
But what about with us having the internet now? Do you think that's still I'm not saying it's not important. Do you think it's as important? Because
to a degree.
Because I mean, you think about it. I can hear a song from an artist. I'm gonna just make up a place from fucking Alaska. That bitch might be slapping. I don't know what he look like. I don't, I might not know his name, but I can at least access his music.
I think the Carolinas, have the biggest market with no marketing. And it's been said more than once. Like, gosh, I can't even think his name right now. But I know Yo Gotti was on the Breakfast Club talking about it. Like, most of the money from shows and stuff like that.
Oh, they be killing it down here.
Boozy, we love to see them niggas 30 times in a year.
Yeah.
And we coming.
We going.
They could do a little show in a little small town in Georgia and drive an hour to come to South Carolina.
Yeah, in the same night.
In the same night.
That's why they don't go on stage at 2 or 3 in the morning. Cause they've been rocking another show an hour away.
Fast. And it was an artist here that Prince Kills, shout out to Kills, free him. He had an artist booked in Spartanburg and in Greenville. So they would go perform in Spartanburg and they'd come to Greenville and
get 2 bags.
They got 2 bags in one night. Cause it's a 40-minute ride.
So and say that again. That was dope. You said we have the biggest market
with no marketing. The Baby is like the biggest thing out of Carolinas.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen until you went on stage in that diaper. And what was that? South by Southwest?
Yeah, I think so. But a lot of artists get broke out there though.
Absolutely.
Do you think we could have something like that here?
I think we could, but I think whoever puts it together, everybody's got to be willing to know when to be a chief and when to be an Indian. Everybody want to be the head nigga in charge. Everybody wants the credit. Everybody wants the notoriety. But sometimes you just got to know that sometimes you setting the screen, you setting the assist, you off the pick and roll, and that's okay. Yeah. But everybody wants to be the guy. It's not that deep.
I've thought about doing a sign language festival at here. I'm telling my whole idea. I don't give a fuck. I've thought about doing a sign language festival at Heritage Park. I've been plotting on this for probably a year and a half, and I'm working on it. But do you think how would somebody? I'm gonna ask you. What would be your advice to me or somebody that's in that headspace? Do you do all indie artists?
I've not necessarily put together a show on that level or that.
I haven't either. Yeah, I haven't either.
But I would think picking artists, of course, keeping the variety open.
It can't just be rap. It got to be
right.
Everything.
But also too knowing how to place them in the call times. Because you can't put a dude like on some conscious rap in the middle of a trap set.
No, hell no.
But you also can't put singers in the middle of a trap set.
Right.
Everything. And then if the artist, depending on you can't, when you stack your roster for the call times, you can't put all the hot people on one day.
No.
You got to break them up.
So people will come, yeah. But do you do indie artists? Do you do mainstream? Do you do both?
I think if you're going to do both, then I would say maybe leaving that artist last that mainstream artist last.
As like the headliner.
Yeah, as the headliner, because rightfully so.
Yeah, they're famous. Yeah.
Right, and they probably don't want to come at 12 o'clock anyway. I see y'all at 5.
Yeah.
Like, what I look like.
Right.
It's got to make sense for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I would say like crowd engagement, things like that, really having a street team, people on the ground. And that's one thing I can say about Viren.
Who?
Viren. He was a promoter for like Luna and Aquarius.
Okay.
And how many times you done came out the mall with a
Which
Club
is
Aquarius
all on
flyer?
Your goddamn car, yeah.
Or in your door at home, because he got people on the ground doing the lead work. Like, you gotta have a team. They don't want to hear that. It's me. Yeah. I'm the man, or I'm that girl, and bro, you need a team. And A&R is like, I don't even want to get on the topic of them because everybody in the city want to be an A&R, but what are you doing?
Yes, I agree. There's a lot of air quote A&R.
What are we doing? Like, being an A&R doesn't just mean getting them booked for shows. That's getting them on podcasts, getting them on the radio, setting up photo shoots, marketing them in places even when they're not there. There's a lot that goes into that because most of the time the A&R/manager is the same role. Yeah. Being in the studio, hearing what they're working on, sounds like a filler song, or that's a great song for you to push, or putting together their listening parties. That's not all on the artist. So if you call yourself their A&R or /manager, that is your role. Taking their bookings, answering their phone calls, making sure that they have some kind of legal binding contract that you can just send out if somebody wants to book them.
Because an A&R and a manager, growing up, I've always seen it as you're guiding their career. Mm-hmm. So if you just guide them nowhere, what the fuck is the point?
You're guiding and damage controlling.
Yeah.
Depending on the artist's needs and, you know, if they're whatever their transition is, whether that's out the streets, out of jail, you are there to fix it when it go left. How can I like Jello? How can I rebrand? That is the A&R's job when you fuck up. Like,
that nigga rebranded and got $8 million.
When they go left, you supposed to figure out how to get them right. Yeah. Like, you got to figure out how to guide them out of whatever hot seat or mess that they're in. Like, everybody want a title, but ain't nobody doing nothing.
So do you think an A&R/manager can guide a career even if the talent ain't there? Or do you think it's also their responsibility to pick the right artist as well? Because you can have a talented motherfucker, but if he don't want to listen, then it ain't gonna matter no motherfucking way. And then vice versa, you can have a open-minded, talented artist, but then the manager, A&R, ain't hitting on shit.
Yeah, I've seen it on both sides, and I'm not gonna say the artist that needs to break up with their A&R. But I've seen it on both sides. Like, sometimes A&Rs will be like, you're not ready. And the artist might feel ready. And sometimes when you break away, they shine like no other. Or on the back end, like, they are ready, but, you know, so it's just like, it really just depends that you got to sit down and create a mood board with your A&R, your team, or whoever. Yeah. This is what I see for myself. Right. Make a mood board. Let the artist make one for themselves. And then let the A&R make one, and then y'all make one together and bridge, see where we can, well, I don't really know about this, but what about this? And you can pivot. That way you're not diminishing what they want to do, and you're also not feeling like it's a control thing and they don't have a voice. You got to bridge the gap. But again, it's teamwork. They don't want to be a team. Everybody wants, I put you on. I did this for you. I did that for you. Instead of like, yeah, I might have put you on, but your consistency is how I even got here. Right. Depending on the status of your A&R manager. Right. And if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you make your A&R job easy.
Yeah. But see, I think I've said this on a few interviews, but the easiest part of being an artist is making music. Yeah. The hard part is everything when you leave out the studio. And I think that hasn't connected for so many people.
Because you and the producer might like it, but that doesn't mean it translates to the public. Yeah. And the producer has to know when to tell the artist, like, you're becoming repetitive. Because if you don't tell them, if they do get signed and get shelved, and we've heard plenty of artists get online, crying their eyes out on live because they stuck in a contract that they can't get out of because you done spent the advance money.
So now they got you.
So now you stuck. And even to get out, you either gonna meet your obligation of 4 albums, 6 albums, whatever it is, or whatever that advancement was, you're gonna give it back. And even if you don't, if you spend it, that goes into working on your credit. Because don't worry, I can go borrow it, and you would much rather pay the bank back than pay a label.
Hell yeah.
What the Jamaicans say, wisdom chasing you, but you run faster.
Oh shit.
Hey man, the game is free. I swear the game is free. The hustle is sold separately, and the mindset.
I think it's the messenger though. And that's not a shot at you. I think people don't, I think they want to hear that information, but I think they want to hear it from somebody who's rich and famous. Not somebody that can come up to the DJ booth and try to get you to play their music.
Right. But if you want to hear from somebody rich and famous, you skipped all the steps.
Exactly. And if you don't got to that person, then you
don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah,
you talking about something else.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They stress me out, man. They stress me out. They stress me out. And they be like, all right, man. And this is something that Precise ENT as a whole, which is Precise. If you know them, you know them. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the Precise ENT jackets. And they've seen them. And they're like, who is Precise? And I'm like, he's actually standing among us. Y'all just don't know who he is.
Lord.
Right. And so it's Precise, which is, he doesn't like to call himself our boss. He feels like we're all a team, but we get it. And then Hot Rod, he was actually the DJ for Youngbloods back in the day.
Okay.
So, and he's still involved heavily in the strip club nightlife in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Curious George, he have a lot going on. I can't even keep up with him now.
Like, that nigga post and be like, I'm doing all this shit for the
he
week.
got a list of everything he doing. And not to mention, he was gone 4 days in Texas breaking another artist. And he'd be like, oh, I'm leaving Texas and I got to fly to California. And then he might be there for a day and then go to New York the next day. But he's just not very forefront about it because look how he did me. Is you serious? Is you finna waste my time? Like, he on some whole different wave. So it's like, y'all ain't for real. Because if y'all was for real, y'all been locked in. And he's actually dropping weekly schedules every week. And then there's T Hustle. Mm-hmm. He does fitness, so if anybody needs, a workout trainer, he get beat up, but workout trainer, vlogging, everything. And Lil Swan, of course, if you know Big Swan, then you know Lil Swan.
Which one is which? I know that one of them light skinned. He used to be kind of skinny. That's Lil Swan.
Lil Swan.
Okay, that's the one I not personally know him, but I know who he is.
That's Lil Swan. And then Quavo, he's the newest to the team. He's also a barber too, so y'all lineup should not look horrible. Go see Quavo. And then there's me, and we a team, and we actually will talk to each other like, bro, you scratching too much, or you doing this too much, or bro, what is that? Like, why you using all them drops? You brought that song in wrong. Like, but we're able to talk shit to each other.
What you saying from
cool.
love?
Yeah, and we can be cool. Like, our group FaceTimes, me and Swan argue like brother and sister, I swear to God. But if I ever have something going wrong with DJ equipment, I know, like, hey, Swan, something going on in Serato. I ain't quite figured this out yet. He'd be like, flip the camera. And he'll help me out. Or I'm like, yo, I don't have no cords. Where you at? Or same thing, drop it in the group. Like, yo, I'm missing, da-da-da-da-da-da. Can somebody pull up on me? But we're a team. Mm-hmm. And we know how to, and if I find some music that's dope, drop it in the group chat. And, but it's like, y'all gotta give us time. Like, do y'all not see the lives that we live in? We out here like Hannah Montana. Like, I work a regular job in the daytime. Yeah. And by night, I'm a DJ. So I'm on 2 different timelines.
When the hell you go to bed?
between like 12 and 2. And then I'm back up at 3
Oh,
to
hell
push
no.
out. Listen, it's been times I might come home and from like 7 to midnight or like 8 to midnight, I might be asleep. And I'm back up making mixes at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, pushing out mixes for Quincy on the radio station. Because none of my mixes, I think I might ask Quincy in a 31-day calendar month to play a old mix maybe 3 times.
Damn.
So that's an hour mix twice a day, and there's 31 days in the month.
I feel pain. I was shooting till 1 o'clock this morning, and then I stayed up till 4 o'clock this morning editing it.
But it's like, how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Or how bad do you want the life that you say you want?
Yeah.
Because if you take off, bro, ain't no sleep. Rappers doing 3-4 shows in a night, catching connecting flights, paying 60 bands for a private jet because they got to be on the other side of the world.
Yeah. Whew.
It ain't gonna be, oh, can I book you for my party? And then that might be your only booking that one day out the week. Like when artists go on tour, they be on tour for 2-3 months at a time.
Yeah, but they ain't getting it.
And then it's an American leg, then it's the European leg. Like, what?
Why do you think celebrities and all them, you hear reports of like people going to the hospital for exhaustion? Because they working like a motherfucker. They ain't at the house chilling playing PS5 till I play my music.
Hiring nannies because they can't even be with their kids. And if they are with their kids, it's just on the flight.
Yeah. Damn. Whew. Okay, I got one last question for you.
What's up?
What was your first board?
It was a Pioneer board. DDJ, I want to say 3000. I can't even remember the name of the board.
Oh Lord, how much does that equipment cost on average? Like, what's a board cost?
Get you beat up if you waste some liquor on it in the club.
Ooh.
It costs that much.
Yeah, that's my shit. Yeah.
Get you beat up on site. Nobody's leaving.
Yeah.
Nobody's leaving. Yeah. Nobody's leaving.
Yeah.
The owner's not even leaving.
Yeah. Somebody getting a $2,000 ass whipping.
Or you finna hand me 2 bands.
Yeah.
And we've actually had some of those incidents happen.
Spill some shit on the board?
Yeah.
Yours?
No, but one of my co-DJs, and let's just say it went up that night in the club.
What we talking about in the garage? All that fighting. We supposed to be past that.
Listen. Rest in peace to DJ Tay, man. Because if Tay wouldn't have been there to save the day that night, the whole party would have been over.
No, I don't want them problems.
Over. Yeah. Like, pick up the board and you turn it upside down and it's
a whole cup.
A Hennessy bottle.
Oh, hell
running out the board. Like, I pick it up and flip it upside down and it's just running out the board.
Hold on, this had to be on purpose then. That ain't no on accident, a whole bottle.
It was a drunk night. We had kind of warned the people. I ain't gonna say no names. We kind of warned them, like, they was standing on the furniture. You know, black folks, we're gonna stand on your shit.
So it was like house party bumping the table.
No, the party was wall to wall. Like, I'm talking about, like, we sweating. It was a great night. I'm not gonna mention the club. I'm not gonna tell the owner. I'm not gonna tell none of that. But
I don't go to those places. Where's
not
no more.
we was having a blast that night, man, and we was like, get down, like, bro, just relax. And we said it like 2 times, and that 3rd time, because it was so packed, the bottle kind of turned over, and the DJ, that happened to be my co-DJ,
the music stopped immediately then.
It got ugly fast. But shout out to the club owner, because that next morning, he replaced everything.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah. That wasn't a situation where, like, he was like, nah, I got it. Like, nah.
I can fuck with it.
Yeah. But we've had it happen, you know? Like, we've been...
Lord. Yeah, that's why I don't even really hand my camera to people. I've had people like, nah, I'm good. Just show me the pictures. Yeah, they get nervous about shit like that.
Yeah, and because it's expensive and people don't...
Fuck yeah!
People don't understand, like, it's not like going to a store and I can take it and they can fix it. Yeah. Like, I gotta ship it back to wherever, because American Musical is a good website that we use. Yeah. And we can get a warranty on it, so now I gotta ship it back. Don't know how long it's gonna take.
Now you can't make money. Unless you got another board.
Right. And us being a team works out because if something tears up of ours, we're able to be in a group chat like, yo, I need to use somebody's board. We got extra ones, and we'll buy extra equipment as a team for situations like this.
Okay.
Well, we'll go in and be like, yo, the pawn shop had a good board.
Oh, that's what
it was only like $600. We'll all go in. We try to look out for each other.
Only $600.
But you gotta think, our boards are like $1,200-$1,300.
Ooh, no.
Speakers at $300 a piece.
Yeah, one of those flashes downstairs is $250. That just not the box in the stand, just the flash is $250.
And then most DJs use MacBooks.
MacBook Pro.
That's another $1,100, depending on what you buy, what year, the make, the model. You got the insurance, like, and then we have to have certain ones because Serato is such a big program.
Yeah, you need the USB-C ports. Oh Lord, I use a memory
drives.
card. Yes, I have 3 external hard drives. Yeah, that shit ain't for free. That's why I don't understand. I'm gonna go on me a little rant. That's why I don't understand why motherfuckers is like, yo, do X, Y, and Z for free. Nigga, this shit ain't free.
Not to mention, we're paying for Serato Pro.
Yeah. Wait, what's Serato? Is that
So it's the program that the music runs through.
That's the one that's got like the 2 virtual
and it's turning.
And then it got the waves. Okay.
Yeah. So we're paying for Serato Pro because now with the upgrades with stems, we gotta pay for it. So we're paying for Serato Pro. Y'all want us on top of the music. So like BPM Supreme and websites like that, they're not free.
No.
We have to have emails and accounts to be able to download all the music.
Yeah.
And then if it's a song that we really want that they don't have on there, we have to have YouTube converter.
Yeah, because you got to rip it from the internet.
So I'm ripping it from the internet, and I got to convert it
to the right format,
to an MP3 format. Like and then it's somebody standing in the DJ booth by me playing your song, and I'm in the middle of trying to convert a song while not letting the music run out, while also trying to stay on top of the vibe. Bro, get out my face.
Yeah, and don't spill a drink on the board. I feel
they don't get it. They just feel like we are so mean, and it's so much to it. So many layers to it, right? And we're in the spaces you trying to be in. Obviously, I'm doing my job right because whoever the promoter is or the club owner, they're booking me to be here. Yeah. So obviously, I can do my job. Yeah. So I don't care what you paying to hear.
All right.
You want to give up $20-$40. I might have made $300, $400, $500 just to be here. Yeah. Your $40 don't matter. Yeah. And it's not that I'm trying to be a butthole, but if I've never heard the song, I'm running a risk. Like I'm gambling. Because just because it's 125 BPM doesn't mean that it fits the vibe of whatever I'm playing. Yeah. And then you want to hear it and go stand in a corner.
You ain't even
stand up front and go to the floor, rap your shit. Like, they blow me, bro. They blow me bad.
What you got coming up?
So I'm doing a stripper bowl this weekend, actually. Some dancers reached out. So,
Wait, where is this at?
I came off Augusta Road. Of course, we don't really have strip clubs on there. So it's like you got to see the flyer to know. But they have. I've had some wow.
Well, I'm gonna get your phone number and you tell me about this Super Bowl.
I got you.
Because normally I cook for Super Bowl and everybody comes over here. But I mean, if it gonna be some butt naked ladies, I might slide out the door.
Right. So that I do, but I'm like in the space of like I do stuff at Clemson, Greenville Tech. Mm. I've kind of I have the courtesy now to where I can decline. Yeah. I can just be in the club now. Yeah. I can just show up and party with y'all, be amongst the people. Granted, the DJs will shout me out, and I'm like, because how I was trying to keep a low profile. Told the whole club I was in the building. But
it's like, nigga, I'm not even in here.
Facts, I came through the back for a reason. But it has its perks.
Yeah. I went to an indie show a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I'm not gonna bring my camera. And I just went and I did the same thing you did. I was on the low. The nigga said, we got Sign Language Productions in the building. I'm like, nigga, shush.
Facts. Because now somebody want to talk. They want to send me a song. Like, bro, I'm just chilling. I came out here to have a good time.
Yeah, I want to be a fan.
I just want to be a fan. I want to vibe, twin. Yeah. But every time I'm out, yo, why you not DJing in here? Why you not this? Why you not that? Like, can you pull up the dude? Bro, I am lit. Like, ask me tomorrow. Right now, I'm not even going to remember this conversation tomorrow. Maybe, but
Oh Lord. Give us your social medias.
So So on YouTube, to listen to the mixes, you type in DJ Yuni 103.
Spell it for those who ain't that
DJ
smart.
YUNI 103. I
Okay.
got some new mixes coming. I haven't uploaded them yet. They on the way. Same thing for Apple Music. It's DJ YUNI 103. And all my playlists will pop up. I have pictures of me on both of these social media platforms. Same thing on SoundCloud, DJ Yuni 103.
What's the 103 for?
I'm a Jeezy fan.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I love Jeezy.
Okay, 10-103, I see.
And what's the opening song? The world is waiting on 103. They waiting. They're waiting on me. Facebook. My mama was real creative in the delivery room. So my first name is TYTIUNI. So that's Tatiani. My last name is Martin. It'll pop right up. Instagram, DJ Yuni 103.
Okay. And you are on the Come Up
Radio station. The Come Up radio station, we air in 22 countries, me and Mel. If you can't book an interview with us, you can book one with Quincy or you can book one with Bite Size. Shout out to Jazz. But you have options. We have the platforms. They're there. Y'all just have to expand beyond the club. Greenville got some dope stuff. It's just that people aren't looking hard enough.
Okay. We'll have to have you come back. We'll continue this conversation.
Yeah, we can have a part 2. I'm always down for a part 2.
I want to say thank you for giving me all of your time. We done took pictures. We done did the interview. And thank everybody who's watching and listening.
Yes, I hope y'all got a different view of me because I am a little controversial on the internet when it comes to the topic of local artists. But I hope y'all learned something from this interview. Find y'all a team. Remain consistent. Just because we might not be rocking with a particular song doesn't mean that we're diminishing you as an artist. We just want y'all to have all y'all basics in order because what is the point in blowing if you can't perform your hits? So that's all we be trying to say. That's it.
And we gone. Peace.
Peace.